Hey guys, so today is new glasses day. Ta-da! So take your last look at this because I think I'll do the rest of the video in the new glasses. So as you can see, these are my super dry. They're the big square ones that I got from Specsavers. I will put one of those little card thingies, like I think up here. I hope this is the right side of the screen. I will put a little card up there so you can watch my video about when I got these ones. But today we are going to get into these. Ta-da! All right, let me just put them on. What do you think? They're a little bit smaller, a little bit, this way, and maybe fit my face a little better, a little bit more feminine. I don't know. That's what Mum thinks. She didn't really like my big old manly square gigantic glasses, because they are men's glasses technically. Yeah, no. These ones, they remind me a little bit of high school. Yeah. All right. Let me just put these away. Alright, so let's talk about my new glasses and shopping for them and why I've changed optometrist and all that kind of stuff. Before I get into it though, after my last glasses video, I discovered that glasses fetish was a thing, and that's because of some of the messages people were leaving me. Also, that video was popular, like more popular than it should have been, but mostly from messages that people were trying to send me and also comments people were leaving. So, before I get into talking about glasses and all that kind of stuff, if you're one of those glasses fetish kink type people, okay, you do you, that's fine. Just please don't bring me into it. Please don't leave comments, going on and on and on and ask, telling me how pretty I am, blah, blah. And also, there's heaps of what's your prescription? And I'm like, in that video, I talked about my prescription. I'm sure of it. When I was looking at the contacts, okay? I will also mention my prescription in this one. You do not need to ask, okay? So, and just don't try and send me private messages on other social media asking me endless questions about my glasses. Don't use the excuse that your English isn't good or whatever. If you are asking constant questions about glasses, I don't trust you, okay? Please be normal people. Thank you. Okay, with that out of the way. So these glasses I got from OWNDAYS. Sorry, it's a bit difficult with white on white, isn't it? Yeah, OWNDAYS. And here's the little pamphlet. They're a Japanese-owned optometrist, and I don't know how long they've been in Australia, but only recently Mum and I found them at Chatswood Westfield in Sydney, and I think they've got another Sydney store. I'm not sure about the rest of Australia, but yeah, here, look, map, Chatswood level 4, okay. And, I mean, so in that previous glasses video, I talked about Specsavers and I was really impressed with them and all that kind of stuff because they all have all the fancy machines that I used to have to go to the ophthalmologist for. They didn't have the field test machine, but they had all the scanning kinds of stuff, which used to cost so many hundreds of dollars, even with, it's just, yeah, it was, the ophthalmologist was not fun, and it turned out I didn't really need to be there because my eyesight was family history of glaucoma, okay, but I'm not that old, so it's fine. And also, Specsavers was a lot cheaper compared to the private optometrist my parents used to take me when I was younger. The thing is, I've been to them a few times, right? And that's all been great. But last time, choosing the old square glasses, right? It took ages because I was trying to find a very specific kind of style. So I like the sort of thicker black, I guess more plasticky kinds of frames around the edges. I really need these nose pads because I have a half Asian nose. I'm half Asian. I don't have a normal white person's nose. So I need those. I don't want the plastic nose bridge thing because you can't adjust them and my nose needs them to be adjusted. Yeah, and then also with those square glasses, I felt like the prescription wasn't quite right. And that was even after I asked them not to undercorrect me, because for a while I did ask to be undercorrected just so that, because I was getting a little bit thrown off by how in my face the prescription was. But at some point I realized undercorrecting, things were looking a little bit too blurry and I wasn't liking that, so I asked them to give me full prescription. And I know it took me a while to start wearing those glasses full time, but I just never quite felt that they were quite right. So I was a little bit iffy about Specsavers in that sense. But mainly, the main thing that made me think maybe I don't want to go there anymore was the choice of glasses. So what we did, Mum and I, we were every time we went out shopping, we'd just go buy 2 different optometrists and see what kinds of frames they had. So what we went to, I'm with Bupa and my private health insurance in Australia. Like, yes, Australia has, public healthcare, but you also have a private system. It's like, yeah, two different things. So I also have private health insurance. Mine covers optical and dental. So we even went to Bupa Optical because now they have their own stores. Had a look around, didn't find anything that really suited me. There's a lot of the ones that have the thick plastic frames do have those plastic nose bridge. And I'm just like, why? I know I'm unfashionable, but I want that kind of like, I don't know, what would you call it? Like a sort of emo-ish look, but that still fits my face and has and yeah, I don't know. And I don't like round glasses, like the round frames. And I don't know, I'm picky. I don't want the ones that have like the little cat's kind of look. I'm picky, I'm annoying, I'm also unfashionable, which means not many people make the frames I like. There was another place in Chatswood it was in Chatswood Chase. There's another place we had a look, and they had some interesting stuff like flexible things and whatever, so that it's hard to break them. We looked all over. But then one day, like I'd almost forgotten about it and had resigned myself to eventually, I don't know where I was gonna go. But we passed by OWNDAYS and we're like, oh, another glasses shop. I've never noticed that one there. So we went in and oh my God, the choice is insane. They have so many different frame choices. And like, I wasn't even paying attention to the cost because at that point I was just like, I just want frames that I like. So yeah, we spent quite a while in there looking at a bunch of different ones. I did go to the men's section again and found some that looked kind of all right. Although, when I really look at them, they were a little bit too, like it felt like they were even wider than my older ones, like going way too far out that way and having too much space in there. But no, I was so impressed with the choice, and they had heaps of glasses more like this with the nose pads and whatever. So that's how we ended up at OWNDAYS. And I picked up one of these pamphlets, and you can look up their website if you're really curious, the OWNDAYS Australia. They explain like how it works with like a really simple pricing system. Anything extra you want is an extra $100. Oh, what are they saying? All this kind of stuff, the quality, the thin, blah, blah, blah. I can't read it backwards on the screen. It's showing up backwards on the screen, but, yeah, and then they've got the Air, which is like a lighter kind of feeling one, but also kind of strong, and I think that's everything. Okay, yeah, so, OWNDAYS, and then the last, maybe, insecurity I had before booking was they didn't list Bupa in the whole list of private health insurance, but later when I rang up, yes, they do take Bupa, so that's fine. Mum and I both booked in to get our glasses done on the same day. Yeah, so, okay. We go in, I got in a little bit early, the optometrist was still on break, so I just sort of went around looking at some of the frames. I also filled in my details, my Medicare card and all that kind of stuff. And then the optometrist came and was like, okay, and we went in, and she's a really, she was kind of young, but really nice, and I really felt like, she was taking care of me and knew her stuff. Did the, that, I don't know if this is like in every country, but the optometrists, they always have, the ones that I go to, they always have this machine you look into, and in the distance there's the red balloons, they had that one, and then it does that puff of air into your eyes to check your eye pressure. Yeah, that kind of fun stuff, and then there's the normal, the gadgets they put in front of you and you have to look in the distance and there's like little dots and little letters, and then there's the red and green thing and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so I did all those tasks and that was all good. And so with my prescription, so my current glasses, they put my current glasses in the machine to check the prescription and all that, and she said, okay, so it's, like, you can get away with that, but maybe you could do with a little bit extra strength. So she bumped me up by one step, and I should have checked. From memory, I think the left eye used to be minus 4.25 and the right used to be minus 4.75. I might be mixing them up a bit though, so we can check later. But now, so this one is now at minus 4.5 and this one's now at minus 5. With my astigmatism, which you also checked, that's basically the same as before. I don't remember what the numbers are. I think it's like minus 7.5, but I don't remember the angles. I think one of the eyes could go up by another half step to like -1 in whatever angle it was, but she decided not to do that because it seemed like not really that necessary at this point. So that's where my prescription's at. She also took, like, because it was my first time going there for the optometrist, like she took down information about like some of my habits. Am I on any medications? Do I get any headaches from my glasses? You know, all those kinds of standard questions. How's my health, blah blah, and how's my vision? Why did I come in today? And I'm like, well, I need a yearly checkup for one thing, but also, you know, just feeling like I needed a little bit more clarity, because I was noticing, like, if one of the worst time with my other glasses, and I haven't tested these ones yet because I just got them, but with my other glasses, when I'm looking in the distance, particularly in the evening when the light is getting pretty dark, sometimes seeing the numbers on the buses are kind of hard, like it's just a little bit fuzzy. And so I was just feeling like, yeah, those glasses really weren't quite right. So yeah, I'm glad that we've bumped these up a little bit, because yeah, there is more detail. I'm still getting used to them. But one thing you might be wondering is like, hang on, you just went to the optometrist, you've already got these glasses? Yes, I already have these glasses. I went yesterday. I already have these glasses. Because you know what, after my consultation with her, it took me a while to find glasses, but they actually do these, because mine were in stock and mine are pretty simple, they were able to do them in half an hour to get glasses. Like, Specsavers will send you away for a week and then given to you. I wasn't expecting to get these back already, so that's cool. Mum's are multifocals, so they take a bit longer because they're a bit more complex, but yeah, mine already got them. But yeah, no, choosing the glasses, that was interesting as well, because I'm picky, right? And so with these ones, you can see like how thick the plastic is in all of that, right? Whereas these ones, bit thinner, but it's not too much thinner, and it's actually, it makes more sense for my face, right? But so I was trying to find that sort of, I do like the thicker black kind of look. So they didn't really have any quite like that. I mean, they had men's ones, but I didn't feel like they really fit my face, particularly like ones that still have those nose bridge pad thingies. But I was actually, I don't know, I think I've opened up a little bit since I last went looking for glasses. So I was actually considering some of those thinner metal ones. Like, you know, when they're metal, they can make them quite thin. Just like, one of the reasons I like the thick plastic is because I feel like it's really secure on my face. It's not going to break. It's not going to like twist and all that kind of stuff. So that's another reason I just like to feel like they're actually secure. So some of the thin metal ones, they just feel too light sometimes and all that. So it took me a while. Another thing I didn't realize, if you look on the back of glasses, so on this one, see, oh, I don't know how well you can focus. Is it focusing? Is it? No, it's not focusing. Okay, well, hopefully you can see this far away. The numbers on this, it has 53 as the very first number, and apparently that turns out to be how wide the actual lens itself is. So she was saying, because my prescription is quite strong, to stop it getting thicker, because, you know, the stronger your prescription is, the thicker the actual lens has to be, right? And then as you come around to the side, it gets even thicker because of, like, I don't know, the angles or something. So the wider that this is, the thicker the glass itself has to be towards the edges. So she was explaining to look for a smaller number, like, you know, smaller than 53. And so this one, if I can figure out which one it is on, yeah, you're not going to be able to see that, I don't think. God, I can't even see what I'm doing. I don't know, it's somewhere around there. This one is 50. So it is actually the amount of glass in this direction is smaller. And there was one of the shop assistants helped me out with that, because I mean, I did spend ages walking around trying on different glasses, and then because like when you try on glasses, there's no actual glass in there, so you can't really see what you're doing. And so I was trying to take selfies, but then like, because I think just because there was no lens in there, everything looked weird. Like maybe I wasn't focusing on the camera when I was taking the photo, or I don't know. So I found that tricky, but eventually I was starting to get a few more ideas. And I was doing that while Mum was in her appointment, because I went first and then I was waiting for her. And yeah, I think one of the shop assistants realized I was struggling. So yeah, that's when she explained all that, and then she went and found this one pair, and it was pretty good, but it was one of those thinner metal ones. And then at some point I stumbled onto these ones, and but like, you know, using her advice to look for like the 50 and all that kind of thing, and these ones are the go. So I'm pretty happy with them. They're black all the way around the outside, except for like these little bits on the end which are white. Not like a super bright white, but they are. And then on the inside, yeah, there's those little white bits. I was a little bit like, I tend to prefer them just to be completely black, but white is not too bad. White is not really unhappy. I would also be okay with red. But yeah, and then this white kind of makes me think of like, you know, a little bit of bone or skull or something. I like to try and imagine reasons for colors. If it was like purple or pink or something, I'd be like, yeah, no, I don't want that. So that's the thing. And the case is pretty nice. Like, if you compare these glasses, they were super dry, right? Super dry is pretending to be Japanese, but it's not Japanese. And this is the shitty little case it came in, this fabric piece of crap. That doesn't really protect much, because you can just do like this, right? And then you can't even get this in properly because it's fabric on the inside as well, so your little thing doesn't slide in very nicely. So OWNDAYS actually gave me a hard box. Yay, chomp chomp, that's what I want. And it's got its own little OWNDAYS thing in there, and I'm happy with that. You know, they've thought of everything. Oh, and as for the OWNDAYS glasses, right? So this one came from the Air section. I don't know if it's got any other particular name. Air U item, it says in there. And the section that it's from, I mean, air doesn't just mean it's light. It means that they're basically Mikey-proof. So my younger brother, he's got intellectual disabilities. He doesn't really quite understand that things like glasses are breakable. So in the off chance that he grabs my glasses and tries to stretch and pull them, in theory, these ones can hold a lot more of that twisting compared to your regular kinds of glasses. So that was bonus. I didn't even mean to choose this one. Like to specifically choose one that could deal with that kind of punishment. I was going more on the design and the comfort and how it felt. And yeah, so bonus. I got the strong ones as well. Now, in terms of what am I missing? So buying the glasses, because my prescription's thick, I did have to go for a slightly thinner type of glass. Like, you know, they have different kinds of glass that have different refraction strengths, I guess maybe they are. So you can get the same prescription but in thinner glass. So that cost an extra $100, but paying for it, right? So I'm with Bupa. Bupa's that health insurance, whatever. I'm always a little bit confused about exactly how much they cover. But as I understand it, when I joined Bupa after coming off my parents' plan, I asked them for the cheapest one that still covers optical and dental, right? So the one I'm on is Young Single Saver. It's expensive. I mean, I'm minimally employed, so it is a decent chunk out of what I earn, but, you know, I've got this paranoia about hospital. We can talk private health insurance some other time. I've probably mentioned it before, but, yeah, it's expensive, but I feel a little bit better about paying for it because, when they swiped my card through to pay for, I think, how much did all this cost altogether? I don't even remember. So I think the frames were like, well, with I don't know how to explain the pricing system, but on the glasses you always see like the price that they are, so it's between this range, but that includes the frames and this 1.6 lens. I think mine is 1.67, so I had to pay extra $100. So I think mine was like $218, I think, and then I added the $100 for the 1.67, and that takes it up to $318, and Bupa covered, I think, $250, and even the OWNDAYS guys were surprised. I was like, you know, we were putting it through, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on like, you know, one of the cheapest Bupas and whatever, and they're like, no, you're not, you got $250 back, most people get like $180 or something, and I was like, and so my gap was only $68, whereas the gap for this at Specsavers was $70. And I'm like, isn't Specsavers meant to be the cheapest one? No, apparently not. I mean, of course, my private health insurance factors into it, but I think when I went to Specsavers, they even had a special deal on like the thinner lenses or like lens options. And yeah, so I don't know how it worked, but I got these $2 cheaper in terms of what actually impacts me. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, I have no idea. Every now and then, Bupa will cover something a lot more than I was expecting them to cover. So it does suck having to pay health insurance premiums, but in the end, I get covered for all this hospital stuff just in case, and I get a nicer glasses and dental shopping experience. So that was kind of fun. All right, is there anything else I want to say? Well, I thought their service was really good. So there was the female optometrist, she was really great. And she answered all my questions as well. I had questions about like bonsai, for example. I spend a lot of time looking at stuff really close and concentrating a lot, and then when I look away, everything looks a little bit blurry and it takes my eyes a while to adjust. And I was like, do I need to worry about that, or am I just getting old? And she's like, yeah, just getting old gradually kind of thing. So that's good, and I probably am going to wear these for bonsai because they're my older glasses, right? So when I'm getting all dirty, I will have those on. But yeah, no, she was answering my questions on that. When it comes to contact lenses, so one of the things about OWNDAYS is, I think now that I'm actually on their system, maybe it costs a little bit less than whatever they charge normally, but she said it's $30 to get like the contact lenses fitting and whatever. But she also said, but you know, like Specsavers doesn't charge for those kinds of fittings. So if you want to go there for your contacts, like that's fine. And I really appreciated that, because instead of trying to push OWNDAYS, like you should always come to OWNDAYS, no, she was like, very understanding that maybe I don't have the money to always be putting out there. So yeah, she was like, you know, you can still go to Specsavers for that kind of stuff. So I don't know, maybe I will. I don't need contacts at the moment though. I've still got those -4.25 and -4.75 contacts that I said in my last video about glasses stuff, or whenever it was that I showed all those packets. I still have a bunch of them. I've also haven't had the guts to try the toric ones that are supposed to work with my astigmatism. I'm nervous because I've never worn them before, but I really should try, hey. Anyway, no, I'm not looking at getting contacts until I, almost run out or whatever, because, I just don't use them that much. There's no point really getting tested and fitted and all that kind of stuff until I actually need them. The one time I might need them, I haven't heard back about that Halloween job, but if I get it, I might need to get more contacts. But until then, there just seems like no point. But anyway, so we had a little bit of a chat about contact lenses and the astigmatism and all this kind of stuff. And she was really nice, and we had a little bit of a joke around. And she answered all my questions. Like even like once we finished the consultation, she's like, okay, so do you have any questions for me? And I'm like, oh my God, yay. So I'm really happy with that. And then there were two salespeople. So there was the lady who helped me choose the glasses, and there was also the dude. And when we came back after half an hour to pick up the glasses, he did all the adjustments and like basically made it perfect. Because like he got me to try it on, and he's like, what do you think? And I wasn't sure, and so he sort of like tests how it feels, like, oh, okay, and then just by like doing that, he knows exactly what to change. And then put it back on, and it was like perfect. And I'm like, you're magic. So OWNDAYS, I really like it. And they are actually Japanese. So I think because I'm half Japanese, that fits my face a lot better than Specsavers, which is, they've got Specsavers is like more of a mass market kind of optometrist. So most of Australia is like that white kind of European, and they would have that same kind of nose, whereas I kind of don't. So I don't think Specsavers choice really fits me that well. There isn't that much choice, especially the one that I go to, like the one closest to my house is kind of small, so I didn't really feel like they had choice. And of course none of the others, like the Bupa optometrist didn't have the stuff I wanted, and a bunch of others in there. I had to find the one definitely Japanese owned, Japanese designed, like all the glasses are OWNDAYS brand, I think. I think they've got like some guest designers in there as well, but like It fits my face because it's Japanese, so that's why we changed optometrist. I mean, I still might go to Specsavers for the contacts, but yeah, for something specific I needed, like these frames to fit my face. That's why I went to OWNDAYS, and I really like them, and I'm really happy. And Mum will get hers whenever they finish putting them together. Oh my god, I'm so glad I don't need multifocals because they sound expensive. And yeah, they're much more complex. Oh, another thing. When we bought the glasses and then they just had to before we left to go away while they were making them, they put this machine over our faces to do like some final measurements. I don't remember the Specsavers doing that. So to make sure that everything sits right. So I was impressed that they went that one extra step to make sure the glasses fit. And yeah, so they're a bit more feminine and all that. You might still see me in these glasses from time to time. I mean, I filmed a Punk Rave Australia video in them. I've also got a Let's Play, and then I think I'm gonna keep them as a spare and maybe alternate between them so that, you know, I'm still used to both. And then of course I'm gonna be wearing them for bonsai. So you'll see a little bit of these still, and you'll see some of these still. Yeah. Is that everything? That might be everything. Of course, I'm kind of stalling for time just to give my brain a moment to think, is there anything else glasses related that I would like to talk about? But no. I mean, it would be better if I didn't have to wear glasses because they are kind of a pain, you know, that you have to think about so many different things. But yeah, no. I'm happy with these, and so I guess the next video I'm gonna make will be about the rest of my day because I actually had a really good day. But we have run out of time, and I made this one specifically for about glasses. But I will remind anyone out there who has a glasses fetish, that's fine, you're into whatever you're into, just don't involve me. Don't try to, like, trick me into joining whatever or giving you what you want, because, like, I wasn't born yesterday. I've been on YouTube for more than 10 years. I have dealt with foot fetishists as well. I kind of like understand what's going on now. So just don't. You can ask questions if it's like something I haven't answered or, you know, sensible questions. But if I catch a hint of fetish stuff and I am a little bit paranoid, yeah, no, I might snap at you. So just don't do that, okay? Yeah. Anyway, try not to leave that on a negative like that, but OWNDAYS, cool Japanese optometrist. I think that's the way that I have to go, and I'm really excited that they're in Australia and not too far away from me. So yeah, I probably won't need to go back for another year, and I think that's all I've got to say. So thanks everyone for joining me listening to my glasses ramble, because I didn't know that glasses were that interesting to anyone. But yeah, no, there's more to it than I thought. You know, when I was just seeing that private optometrist, that's all I really knew. That was the only optometrist I'd ever been to. But now that I've experienced more, I'm really impressed. And like OWNDAYS, wow, glasses in 30 minutes, that's insane. So catch you later.